it's Carly, and in this video I'm going to be giving you guys a book review of The House of My Mother, A Daughter's Quest for Freedom by Shari Franke. Some of you may know a lot of my book reviews are done about romance books and thriller books. However, because I had such a connection with the author, I saw her memoir and I was like, oh my god, she wrote a book? She wrote a book? So with that being said, because the topic matter is a little bit more intense, I want to do a little discretion on this video because the topics I will be talking about are a little bit more dark, if you will. And I do have other videos on my channel that y'all are welcome to go watch and that they're a little bit less intense. But I love getting intense. I love talking about all things life. This memoir was really inspiring to me and very captivating.
She was the Utah mommy influencer known for her no-nonsense parenting.
I'm only going to say it one more time, and then you're going to lose the privilege to eat dinner.
Ruby Franke sharing her life at home with 6 children to her more than 2 million followers on YouTube.
Today we are starting off our day the way we do every day.
But Ruby's social media empire quickly unraveled when her youngest son escaped in August of 2023. This chilling 911 call leading to her arrest.
I just had a 12-year-old boy show up here at my front door asking for help.
So the 8-passenger story, honestly, in my opinion, was getting overdone. Like, every single media outlet was getting their hands on this story and just sharing the same information over and over and over again. And it was getting like boring because it really wasn't going anywhere for me in terms of the case. Like Ruby, she was incarcerated, and then Shari just had to continue on her life. And so I find it remarkable that she was able to, at 22 years old, after all of this life trauma happened to her, she was able to gather all of the thoughts of her life, every single morsel of things that happened, little details that are as small as quotes from her mom. And she was able to put them in this memoir and come at it from a fresh take. But it was her take, and so it was something that I was willing to read, and I think it is a very powerful read because you do get to see how brave she is and how brave all of the children in that family are after what they have been through. Her writing is so advanced for being as young as she is, and the quotes that are in this book, like some of them I literally took a highlighter and just went straight into the book because I was like, holy crap, like that's great. Like that's a wallpaper great quote, what you said right there, girl. I believe that the messages in this book are what young people need to hear today, because there are no laws when it comes to posting your kids in medias and things like that, so things go under the radar. It's important to not trust every single person that tells you something, and that even goes for my own self within this story. I grew up watching her family post on YouTube. I was young and had no clue what was happening to her, but I wasn't thinking about the fact that she is a young girl who was going through puberty. She did have times where she didn't want to be on camera, and the camera was pushed in her face her entire life. Shari Franke decided to not add the names of her younger siblings within her book because she said it was her last line of defense for them. And I love this so much. I love it so much. By her doing that, it shows that she practiced what she preaches. She says, you know, be mindful of the youth that you are posting. Be mindful that they have a life too one day that they want to create. And so by not sharing their names, she is protecting their livelihood, despite the fact that unfortunately, if you look them up, you will know their names because they've just been a public family. So the book also dives into religion. In this book, she admits that her religion sort of took a turn for the worse and it just ultimately became cult-like activity. At the end of the book, she wasn't like give up all faith. She wasn't like throw it away, you know, this religion has stripped me of everything I have and has given me a horrible childhood. She didn't say that. The way she came at it was so mindful, because she said, y'all, I wrote it down. Like, I wrote it down on my phone because it was just so good. People underestimate how easy it is to have a cult-like gathering. And they underestimate how it can blend in with regular religious practices, and it can become dangerous, so don't even realize that you're a part of something that you shouldn't be a part of. I really enjoyed Shari's writing also because she came at it from a lot of psychological perspectives, which I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting that at all. I figured she would just be telling her story, but she didn't just do that. She totally connected it to psychological standpoints of all aspects. She mentioned so many different vocabulary words that you would use in a psychological setting. I feel like this is good for her. This is good for her healing, and this is good for the audience to see healing being done. I also think it shows serious self-awareness because she's able to totally express what her negative attributes are at that time and how she's grown from them. So those are my final thoughts on The House of My Mother by Shari Franke. I hope y'all totally enjoyed this video. I give this book a 5 sparkles out of 5 sparkles. I would definitely go out and pick it up. It's so inspiring. It's the truest story I've heard in a minute, and it totally fills you in on parts of the story that you have never heard of when it comes to the 8 passengers case. So with that being said, I love y'all. All my social medias are linked in the description below, so check those out, and I'll see you in the next video.